is False Start, a college football podcast for everyone and everyone else. I'm your host, John Buhler, lead writer for Fansided. I'm joined today by a man when he comes home from the shop with some chops, he just wants some hamburger helper and tater tots, and most certainly no Kieran Culkin in his garage. Cody Williams, content director, fansided.com. Well, okay, then how are you?
I wonder if that Kieran Culkin still has to get the rubber sheets out if he has too much Pepsi, you know?
Did they have rubber sheets growing up in Fargo in the 60s?
That honestly, that might be where they were invented, quite frankly.
I mean, it was probably all just pure asbestos at that point.
As is everything.
Yeah, before we begin, be sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, give this thing a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube.
Donate on
Anyways,
Buzzsprout.
yes, give us money because we earn.
That's right.
Yeah, me and the Arizona State podcast, we're making our way through Fargo. We're like very early in season 2, talking about Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst, who apparently they met on Fargo, which is
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah. It's still one of the weirdest couples in the world. Like it doesn't compute.
Yeah, I know. He's just like Jesse Plemons just looks like the most like beefy man in that show.
He looks like, I mean, in general, his vibe is like if you saw him in a high school football game, it would look really in place. Like not playing, like in the stands, just a guy who's there.
I mean, wasn't he in Friday Night Lights?
Yeah, but like it's different. I'm saying not a player, like just the dad just sitting in the stands.
He's drinking a Mickey's out of a brown
100%.
bag.
Yeah, he's tailgating for sure.
Dude, he's so good in a game night.
Oh God, yeah. How is that profitable for Frito-Lay?
Yeah, it's not. But anyway, we should probably do a segment there in the off season called under review, under further review, under the hood. We're just talking about shows and movies we're watching.
Hell yeah. I'm so down for that. That's off-season fodder right there.
Yeah, dude. And then eventually we're gonna bring it back at some point when we have guests on the show. At some point, we'll do a film study. We'll talk about the Rock Hurricane game, NC
100%.
State, Notre Dame. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be good stuff.
But you know what's amazing right now? Spring ball. And let's get rolling with our first and 15 today with some TIN 10.
Dude, I love when we start off a program with TIN 10. Just get right into
Yeah, man, just getting really into the weeds here.
it.
ESPN put out a series of like storylines for each league, and maybe we took some from that. Maybe we took some stuff from other things here, but just 10 storylines that intrigue us heading into spring ball. Again, Florida, I think Florida opened yesterday because it's
Mhm.
John Summerall's first season and he had
Right.
some stuff to say. So everybody, for the most part, is going to get going here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, he's only wearing one hat now, so he's getting that going, getting that underway.
He'd have practice at Tulane if he could.
That's right, 100%. He might be making some calls.
I know. So on that note, what is the 10th thing that like intrigues you about spring ball across the board? Like, what question do you have?
So I kind of looped four programs in together because it's four I'm focused on with the same question. So you say you want to play quarterback, and that's Alabama, Tennessee, Nebraska, and Iowa. Those are four programs who I think have the potential to be in the national mix, but their quarterback situations are what need to be figured out for that to be the case. And seeing whether like who comes out of the battle in Knoxville. I think both like we're talking about two five-star arms, two five-star talents there, and then Martin Luther Staub also
Oh yeah.
injecting himself into the mix. But like who establishes himself in that battle? Who does Kalen DeBoer go with? Is it the upside with Keelan Russell or is it the familiarity with Austin Mack? Like where do these directions go? Nebraska seems like they might be I believe it's Latif. Is that how you say that last name?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe they got Calandria too, but that's always interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, like Latif, the team is saying that they're confident in Latif, but like see what happens in that battle. And then Iowa, is it just kind of back to the doldrums with Mark Gronowski now gone? Like, I think these teams are super interesting to watch in the spring to see what happens in that position specifically.
100%. I don't know if I had any of them anywhere, but like I love that. And I got one here for my number 10. Is Georgia Tech a massive regression candidate in the ACC? I think they might be.
I think it's definitely possible. I'd like the one thing holding me back is like I do have a lot of faith in Brent Key. Like I think he's very good at his job, but like it would be not surprising if that was the case.
I'm not saying they're going to have a 5-7 season, but
Yeah.
that's in play. I mean, Alberto Mendoza's played some. But
Yeah.
like you thought this was going to be Aaron Philo's show with Haynes King off to the NFL to play, not quarterback. You lose Buster Faulkner to Florida with Aaron Philo to be on John Summerall's staff, and then Tyler Santucci's in year two. In Baltimore, I guess Jesse Minter retained him. Retained
Retainer.
Georgia Tech's. If Georgia Tech has wins 8 or 9 games, this is Brent Key's best coaching job.
100%. And like I think he's capable of that. So that's why I'm like not like full on saying like that they're going to be a regression candidate, but like I think it's very much in the cards.
Is that a Rainbow Warrior shirt?
Oh yeah, you know it is, baby.
I mean, this is a brewing shirt, so like,
Hell
yeah,
yes.
down in Key West.
Hell yeah. I was
Yeah.
about to say what waterfront we looking at in Atlanta? I don't know
Uh,
that
I mean,
one.
the one that doesn't take American Express, but that's okay. Anyway, you can be anywhere but that. What do you have at number 9?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see the vibes out of Southern California and
Mhm.
Lincoln Riley. Like, I want to know, has Lincoln Riley actually turned a corner? Because I think with the team that we saw last year, that's a different brand of Lincoln Riley football. Like, yes, there's still, spread principles and we're gonna, go up tempo and stuff, but like the mental makeup and the way that team operated was a lot different than most of what we've seen from Lincoln Riley, especially in his tenure at USC. And I think there's a real chance that he has figured some stuff out about who he needs to be as a head coach. But I want to see one more than 1 year of it. And I think we'll start to see the signs of that this spring, especially with some coordinator changes on top of that.
Yeah, this isn't some post Baker Mayfield Oklahoma sissy boy nonsense. Like this
Yeah.
is like more in the line with when Baker was there, where like it's got the good kind of defense there at Oklahoma, now at USC with Gary Patterson taking over. Jaden Mayava might win the
Hmm.
Heisman. USC could definitely make the playoff. They're right there. Didn't have them listed, but like that's a very, very good one as well.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't have anything on Georgia Tech either, and I thought that was a good one as well.
At number 9 for me, how much of an upgrade is Brennan Sorsby over Baron Morton for Texas Tech? Because if
Mm.
he is, that team could win a national championship. And if he's just good, then you're Oregon last year.
Yeah, I have this as number 8, so this bleeds in perfectly. Um, and kind of marrying into that, I like my personal belief is Brendan Sorsby is that upgrade. Now I understand that is a question, and it's a very valid one. How much of an upgrade is it? But I do also think that there's a chance that your defense downgrades a little bit, given all of the talent you lost. Like it's still going to be a good defense. I'm not worried about that part, but like, is it one of the best defenses in the country, or is it the best defense in the Big 12? Because I think those are two different things. And if the offense takes a step forward and the defense takes a step back, are you just in the same position you were a year ago? And like, I want to see like what the net of Texas Tech is.
I'm bullish on them because they retained Shieldwood and they retained Mac
Hmm.
Leftwich, who had to replace Zach Kitley. So that was maybe this is more of like the offense that Leftwich wants to run. We know the defense is going to be good, and then obviously that's the side of the ball that Jerry Maguire favors. I think the Big 12 is going to be gunning for them,
Hmm.
but that's a good team, and they probably get the best quarterback in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, if not one, two, you know what I mean?
And at number 8 for me, it's about another quarterback. Is CJ Carr really all that in a bag of chips for Notre Dame?
Mm, yeah, I have some CJ Carr stuff coming.
If he is, then that's great for them, and they can get back to the national championship and contend for it. And if not, they're gonna win 10 games and not make the playoff again.
Hmm. 100%. Yeah, you did make the playoff with the 10 win schedule you had last year, and this year's schedule is even softer. So
Yeah,
good luck, man. If you drop two, you're done.
pretty much. Yeah, but that ain't great there. So what do you got at 7?
At 7, I have how I got a little cheeky with this one. How quickly does the Texas offense bring the boom? Parentheses Muschamp. I like
uh,
I like
I,
Will Muschamp a lot, but like, and I think eventually he will be an upgrade for Pete Kwiatkowski in terms of this Texas defense. But like, does it take in year one? That's my big question.
I've got Texas coming up in a little bit, so I'll touch on them as well. At 7 for me, will Darian Mincy be plug and play at Miami?
Mm, that's a really good one. I don't have that, but that's really good.
If he is, they can win a national championship. If he's not, then I think that basically ends. Shannon Dawson's chance of being a head coach, and then Corey Heatherman's going to bail, and then
Mhm.
Miami's going to pull back.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed.
Potentially,
Yeah, no, no, no,
potentially.
no, no, no. I mean, I that what you laid out makes perfect sense. I was just gonna say, like, I feel good about Mensa. Like, if I had to like guess right now, I think he probably is closer to plug and play than not. Um, but it is a valid question because you've definitely hit on back-to-back plug and play quarterbacks in Cam Ward and Carson Beck. And I believe that's a big reason for why we've seen Miami have the success and the building to the success that we have under Mario Cristobal. We've also seen many examples around college football of when you do this plug and play and then you pick the wrong guy, how things can pull back.
Yes, I mean Ward and Beck started a lot of games.
Hmm.
Mensa started a lot, but not as much as them. So
Hmm.
that's something to monitor as well. But you do have Malachi Tony back. You do have Cooper Barkate coming along, so you've got your safety valve. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, and Mark Fletcher back as well on top of that.
He is back. I was wondering about that. Thank God he's back.
Yeah, I actually missed it. Like I didn't wasn't keeping up with his draft declarations, and I was like, when the combine was coming up, I was doing some research, and I was like, oh, I want to see what Mark Fletcher runs, and I was like, oh, he's not there. He's at Miami still.
All right, are you on 7 or 6?
I'm on six. I'm on six now because my eight was Texas Tech, so we just married those two conversations together. All I have written down here is Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer question mark. Um, is this like a real thing? Like, can we see a progression from what we did last year? Because like early in the season against lesser competition, I do think there were flashes of it, and I do think that when we got to SEC competition, we saw that offense kind of get discombobulated, kind of fall apart a little bit. Is that just what this offense is going to do with these two paired, or is when as you adjust more of the personnel, as you make more changes, are we going to see it take a step forward?
That's a really good one. I should have had this listed. I was thinking about this. I'm like, maybe their IDs don't let them in. Maybe they don't have the right they don't get into the clubs like the Arizona State podcast and are thinking about we're going to Germany. We're trying to get into this one club. I'm like, I don't want to go there and feel bad about myself because they're not putting out the vibes. And if they don't want us in that club, we don't want to go there.
That's right, 100%. You know, any club that doesn't want me as a club, I don't want to go to.
And at number 6 for me, I'm a card carrying member for Georgia. Is the Georgia defense ready to carry this team on its back to the promised land? They're going to
Hmm.
run the ball.
Hmm.
Stockton's going to be good. Receiving core, we'll see what happens. If they can step up defensively with KJ Bolden and Raylan Wilson in the middle of it all, they can win a national championship. If not, Glenn Schimmons going to be bagging groceries.
Yeah, I have a Georgia question coming, but this is a really good one about the defense because, like, I actually think it's probably smarter than my question as well. Because, like, if Georgia's going to win a national championship this year, it's going to be traditional Kirby Smart football that does it.
Yeah, it's going to be more along the lines of 21, probably like 22 is going to be the perfect marriage of that, but you don't have
Hmm.
Brock Bowers, Lyle McConkey on your team, and
Correct.
James Cook. You don't have them on your team.
Those guys are playing on Sundays.
Yeah, they're playing on Sundays. All right, what do you got at? You're at 5, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I probably should have this higher, but nonetheless, how big of a drop off is it from Fernando to Hoover at Indiana?
Yeah, got that higher.
Yeah, it probably should be higher for me, quite frankly. But yeah, I mean, it's all in the question. Like Fernando's a Heisman Trophy winner, played damn near perfect for a lot of the season, and especially in big moments, he delivered on every single one, which is why Indiana is an undefeated national champion. I don't. We know Josh Hoover is not Fernando Mendoza. I'm pretty damn confident that they are different caliber of players. How different is that caliber, though, is the big question.
I think they're both mammals and human beings and quarterbacks, and we'll see what happens there. At 5 for me is where I've got Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Have Arch Manning and Steve Sarkisian grown up a lot since dinner to take over the SEC?
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous about the defense because, like, to what degree had it stagnated under Pete Kwiatkowski?
Mm-hmm.
You bring in West Champ, and here comes the boom. You also get Mark Stoops to serve in the same role that what Neil Brown did last year,
Yeah. Yeah.
which will probably help them in some capacities. But like, look, it's going to be down. It's going to come down to Arch and Sark figuring it out because AJ Milwee doesn't do a damn thing.
No, not at all. It's I just had this thought. Sark's kind of running the offshoot of the Nick Saban School for Coaching Rehabilitation these days.
It's when the patient becomes the teacher.
That's right, 100%, man. No
And
one knows the
that
system better than the rehabilitated.
hell yeah, man. On that note, what do you got it for?
This is where I have my Notre Dame question, and it's CJ Carr related, but it is a different question. I want to know if Notre Dame has another gear if CJ Carr is that guy. Because I think one of the things I like, even when you talk about Notre Dame making it to the national championship game, it was pretty clear in that national championship game against Ohio State that Ohio State had a gear that Notre Dame could not reach. And I feel like in a lot of big games that Notre Dame has played over the past half decade, that's the feeling I walk away with is Notre Dame is obviously very good, very well coached, but is there an extra gear? And I think if that extra gear is coming from anywhere, it needs to come from CJ Carr.
I wrote about this today for Slap the Sign because it's not coming from there's a ceiling with Notre Dame based on the Catholic ties,
Hmm.
the academics, the part of the country it is. You just don't have dudes out on the perimeter.
Hmm.
And like what is it? Julius Jones Jr., former Cowboys, son's
Yeah.
like gonna try to go play there. He's a wide receiver. He plays at St. Thomas Aquinas down in Fort Lauderdale and everything like that. That's the school that like the Bosa brothers played at and everything like
Yeah.
that.
It's
There's a
a
bunch of
powerhouse.
oh yeah, Catholic powerhouse. But like if you've got some dude who can play at Notre Dame with the Catholic pipeline, like you got to get him or you got to get Kyle Hamilton out of Marist here in Atlanta. Like you can't mess around because those guys don't come along very often. And at that
Correct.
point you got to have your quarterback be special.
Hmm.
And, there are moments where Riley Leonard was special. There was moments where Ian Book was special.
Hmm.
You're more talented than both of them. Make it happen.
100%, man. The quarterback is the most important position on the field, and if you can elevate that to a level that your opponent, like to the top, like the highest levels of college football, that's going to be what elevates your team to the level you need to win another national championship.
Hell yeah. So at four for me, how quickly will LSU start to look like Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin?
Okay, I have a lane one coming for sure.
Yeah, I wrote about this for Death Valley Voice. He's the portal king.
Hmm.
And LSU, I didn't realize this, had a ton of portal players. And outside of Mansour Delane, none of them hit a year ago and they stunk.
Hmm.
But like you got what Sam Levitt coming in, Jordan Seaton, you've got Princely Uman Lehman coming over. I was practicing that at Bush the idea.
And it's not Princely. I thought Princely was the one on the Panthers. Isn't it the other one?
It's Prince Will, yeah.
Prince Will. Yeah.
That was I thought it was the same person. I thought it was a nickname, man. I don't know, man. I had three brothers in my high school. They all had the same goddamn name.
Hey, at least it wasn't all Princely. Like that'd be tough.
No, one was Greg and one was Geraldo and one was something else, which is Spanish for Greg.
I'm gonna have three kids and name them all Greg and just keep adding G's. Just Greg, Gregg, Gregg.
Gereg, Gereg. That's Gereg. And you start getting into Kurt Schilling territory. Nobody wants that.
That's right.
Even though you are a Red Sox fan. I did see the bloody sock at Cooperstown once, which is kind of cool before he became uncool, and that's okay.
I mean, the sock is way cooler than the human being.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He could
Um,
pitch though, no denying that.
yeah. I mean, Michael Jackson had a glove, Kurt Schilling had a sock, and this is spelled start.
That's right.
All right, what do you got up next? Which ones you got three or four?
It's number three for me. And this is my Georgia question. Yes, the defense is going to be important, but I also want to know like what does this look for like for Gunnar Stockton? I'm really interested in seeing what this is for Gunnar Stockton because like you said, Georgia's going to be a run-based offense, but I also think we saw a quarterback who flashed some really special stuff as the year went on last year. And if that is the case, you don't have like you have a lot of unprovenness on the outside, which is why you're going to be a run-heavy offense. But you don't also want to mitigate Gunnar Stockton's talent and growth and development in that. So like, how does that get married? I think we will see some signs of that in the spring, which is why I brought it up here.
Look, you got London Humphreys back. He's got a
Mhm.
rapport with him. You got Lawson Lucky. You got a rapport. Hopefully Isaiah Cannon can become Zachariah Branch. Man, that frog is in my throat right there, man. That's how it goes.
We've all been there, brother.
But I'll say this because this is my team. This is my turf. Not everybody in the world's rooting for him now. He's had an off season, and
Yeah.
I think however you feel about that, that's going to play a part into it as well. And can he be the black hat or the white hat, however the hell you want to view it? He's got a bigger profile on him right now than he ever has.
There's a joke in there about hats, but I'm not going to say it.
No, sir. And then I don't know if this next one's got a hat, but my number three. Did Utah make a Job Bluth huge mistake in kicking Kyle Whittingham to the curb in form of Morgan Scalley? I think they might have.
It's definitely possible. I brought it up with Morgan Scalley the other when we were ranking Big 12 coaches. Like, I am skeptical of this, which sucks for me personally because I love Devin Dampier, one of my
That's what I'm
favorite players,
saying.
one of my favorite players to watch in college football. So if they did screw this up, I'm gonna be a little pissed.
Yeah, man, it's Lenore Sellers at altitude, brother. Let's
Yeah,
go.
God, don't put that evil on me.
I gotta say this. So if you take Lenore Sellers' glasses off, he can't see shit. He can't see anything.
Yeah,
And then you bring Devin Dampier there. Does he think he's like fighting his twin?
I mean, without the goggles, he might think so.
And I was talking like if you've got Izzy's sister, Dizzy, and he put them both in there, how that would go. Or if Remus's brother came in. Remus's brother's name's I don't know what that would be. Remus and Bohemus.
Bohe he would immediately assume Bohemus is evil and attack.
The funny part is they do have something because they're dogs. They were born in litters, man. That's how it goes.
He knew right from the teat that was the evil one.
Just because we're kin doesn't mean I like you.
That's right.
All right, yeah, you're at two, right?
Yes, sir. This is my Lane Kiffin question. And I just can Lane Kiffin quiet the circus at LSU because Lane Kiffin obviously brought a lot of the circus with him with how he left Ole Miss and how that whole process went. I don't think it's really died down by March when spring football is going to start. Like, there's going to be a lot of questions and there's going to be a lot of calamity about it. Let's not act like LSU is a place that's just been like quiet crickets on the home front. Like, not exactly that type of vibe. And so, like, are we going to be able to quiet the noise in this situation is really what I want to see. Like, I know Lane Kiffin is a good coach. I've seen most of this staff be good coaches before. And I've also seen Sam Levitt be a really high level college quarterback. The personnel in this roster is very, very talented. If there's too much noise, then none of that's going to matter.
Yeah. I was gonna say this. I was noticing that one of the popular movie theater chains here, iPic, is closing down
Hmm.
in Midtown, and that's based out of LSU. And there's no coincidence with Lane Kiffin taking over. Like, you know what? There's just too much noise here. He's having way too much of a good time watching The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, and showing up on Livy Dunn's TikToks, apparently.
Yeah. Hot yoga, man. It's he has a unique way of relating to people.
That he does. That he does.
All right. At two for me is where I got Josh Hoover. Is he the real deal? Not for Indiana.
Mhm.
Look, you got to replace the most enthusiastic person of all time. What do you mean you don't want to go shovel snow?
I already shoveled it an hour ago.
I mean, he's from like Texas, dude. I don't think he's ever seen that much snow before. Like, I don't know how to shovel snow. I don't know how to drive in the snow. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm getting more and more well versed by the year.
I respect that. You're gonna end up like that neighbor dude in Home Alone.
That's right.
Just shows up to random choirs to watch people sing.
my my granddaughter doesn't want me to hear her sing either. Yeah.
All right. And what is your number one?
What's the New Balance look like at Ohio State? You have I think Matt Patricia more than acquitted himself last year. I thought it was a really well called defense. You're also losing a lot of talent, and I wonder what that looks like when you're trying to call an NFL defense with less NFL caliber players like Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, Cade McDonald, Sonny Styles all over the field. What does that look like? So I think there's a chance the Ohio State defense takes a step back because of that. But more importantly, I think you upgraded substantially an offensive coordinator, getting Arthur Smith in the building and getting rid of Brian Hartline, who I don't think is very good at that job. And so I expect the offense to be even more potent than it was a year ago. What does that balance strike look like for Ohio State? Is it the right balance where you can go win another national championship? Because the talent's definitely there for them to be able to do that.
I mean, I think outside of like Michigan, I think they've got like one of the tougher schedules in the Big Ten,
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
like they're gonna earn it, and I'm very excited to see what happens there. Also, imagine like being on a recruiting visit or being courted by Ohio State. It's Ryan Day in the middle, then on one shoulder it's Matt Patricia, the other one's Arthur Smith, and you're just like, what kind of sad bag of crap NFL team am I gonna play for? Oh, this is Ohio State. Sign me up, brother.
What kind of dog shit fever dream am I in right now?
I'm so ready for that. And then number one, for me, it's great, great. I don't think you had your number one was not on my list, and my number one's not on your list either.
Hell yeah.
Did Dante Moore make the right decision to come back to Oregon?
That's
Because
a really good
I
one.
think with Kyler Murray leaving and either going to my Falcons or the Vikings, I think Arizona would have been a fantastic place for him.
Yeah, I didn't understand it when it happened, and I don't understand it now, quite frankly. You're from just a draft perspective, you're now inserting yourself in a class that's going to have Julian Sand, that's going to have Arch Manning, that's going to be a much more competitive quarterback class than the
Yeah,
one you were entering. You would have been like, we're already seeing post combine people start to butter up Ty Simpson, and that's because he's going to get taken in the first round and he's not a first round quarterback. Like that's we've seen this process time and time again. Dante Moore's a first round quarterback. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind about that. If he goes to Oregon and it doesn't look the same, if he shows some regression, if he doesn't show any development, it's going to be a different story that we're talking about going into a much more competitive quarterback class.
and who's backing him up? Another guy who's got stars next to his name, Dylan Raiola. And at
Hmm.
that point, why not throw him in there if you haven't figured this out? I think losing Will Stein is significant.
Hmm.
Losing Tosh Lupoi is even more significant. I'm like, why would you? The Cardinals are just screw. So are the Jets, but like, what? Aaron Glenn's not going to make it past this year. This is a new year with Mike LaFleur.
Yeah.
Monty Austin drafts well. I mean, you just got to deal with the Bidwell nonsense of it all.
Yeah. The Bidwells are a tough sell. But like, I do think that, yeah, I don't know. Like the Jets and Cardinals are going to end up doing something bad. Like I saw today that the Jets are connected to Tua. That's a horrible idea.
Yeah, please do it so he doesn't come to Atlanta.
I
Just
mean,
get
fair, very fair.
there. Like, you know, plays exactly like Penix. Tua.
That's a sad sentence all around.
I mean, I think the difference besides how they play is like at least Penix is a leader and can actually do something with a Wonderlic.
100%. Yes.
Because I think Tua can't spell Tua.
T, it's the number two UA.
2A. Yes,
2A.
that's the free agency option I went with. Joe Flacco. The 2A or 1B is Kyler and this. I'm talking myself into Kyler. I hate myself.
Just get Philip Rivers. Why not?
Yeah,
Vibes
and
would be good.
that vibes will be good. He's like, hey, the Falcons are not that far away from where I live, right?
Gosh dang it.
Gosh dang it. I don't know if you saw this, but Shannon Terry bodied somebody over Gunnar Rivers' rating in the channel.
No, what do you say?
Corey Smith of 247 says like, just so we're clear, that's a correction due to rivals putting Gunnar Rivers as a three-star prospect. Rivers is top 50 player. And then Shannon Terry goes, if you don't like it, take rivals out of the composite.
Oh my God.
Uh
Shannon
God.
Terry's something, man.
Yeah, I know he's the Bezos of college football recruiting, man.
He's Bezos, but with Twitter fingers.
He's he's a Twitter figures, and on that note, he gone. Let's move on to our next topic here. Longtime Kentucky athletic director Mitch Barnhart is going to
Mhm.
retire at the end of the year as AD. He's the guy who hired Mark Pope away from BYU, bring him back to Alma Mater. He also hired Will Stein, and he also hired and I think fired Mark Stoops.
Mhm.
So you got to take the good and the bad with Mitch Barnhart, but like this puts a lot of pressure on both of those coaches.
Mhm.
And Pope's having a tough season right now, and
Yeah.
then obviously Stein, like you're at rock bottom right now, but like this is Kentucky has resources, but this is it's intriguing AD job. I don't know who they go, but like That popped up today. I'm like, I wonder if Cody had some thoughts on this.
No, absolutely. I think the biggest thing I think of is what you mentioned, the pressure on the coaches, like both Mark Pope, who's having a rough year at Kentucky, and then Will Stein to kind of make, chicken salad out of chicken mess a little bit with the football team. And I think it's interesting that we're in year two of Mark Pope and we're in year one of Will Stein, and then that's when Mitch Barnhart decides to step down. To me, institutionally, that seems like a sign of like things are changing. And I'll like to that point, a message to the coaching staff. When you're changing ADs from someone who, yes, he did make the change from Mark Stoops to Will Stein. Yes, he did make the change from John Calipari to Mark Pope. But at the same time, those guys were also there for a damn long time. And so like I think like to me, if I'm Will Stein, if I'm Mark Pope, this sends a message to me that, oh, I might not have the same level of job security that I did under Mitch Barnhart.
100%. I got to share this. So we probably have. I mean, I know you play for the Jazz in Colorado, but like, there's probably people in your sphere that that share the names of famous people. One of the best athletes in my high school and middle school growing up, his name is Mark Pope. Same middle name. It's Mark Edward Pope.
That's wild. The middle name is crazy.
Yeah, I've known Mark since I was like in third grade. Just one of the nicest guys ever. He was just a hell of a baseball player.
I mean, my father-in-law's name is Jerry Rice. So,
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
yeah.
I was on a travel baseball team with Russ Crowe and Steve Martin.
That's a movie I'd watch.
Yeah, man, that was. And then my childhood best friend's name was Alex Smith.
Hell yes.
There's other ones. I had a fraternity brother named Steve Holt. I'm John Buhler for Christ's sake.
Yeah, true, true. I'm trying to think. There's one I'm completely like blanking on right now that I think of all the time, but I can't think of what it is. I can't. I'll probably think of it like 3 segments later, but right, there's definitely another one in my sphere.
All right, Dad, if you're listening to the program, my dad pointed this out on the other day. He woke me up with a text saying that there was a guy investigating on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, and his name was John Bueller, but it was spelled wrong both ways.
Well, I can give you one there. There was a girl who went to my high school named Cody Williams, who she spelled it Kodi.
Hell yeah, there you go. That's great. Okay, I gotta get a Mark Pope story. This is so good. Um, so we went to same middle school. Did you go to same elementary school, same middle school and high school? His backyard like came right up to like the middle school, and since he was like the phenomenal baseball player, his backyard was all set up with like tarps and nets and
Yeah,
everything. Like
the
he got,
cage and stuff like that.
yeah, he played at Georgia Tech, got drafted by the Padres, really high
Nice.
end player. See him at the high school reunion, he's just great, great all around dude. And he must be like the most patronizing person ever in our Spanish class. He would always say, Buenos tardes, señorita Rizzo. Like that every day. And you look out the back window, you can see his backyard. It's
That's incredible. I love it. I
I
love it
think
so much.
I think about it at least once a day.
I in French class there is a kid. I won't dox him and reveal his name on this program because I haven't talked to him since this class. But he was really bad at French, like real bad. And the only thing he would every answer to any question that our French teacher would give, he would just say un frere sac a dos, which in case you were wondering what the translation of that, it's my brother backpack.
Mark might have actually started. I had to change my Spanish name because they used to say Juan like really embarrassing to me. So I went by like Tito or Sanchez or something later.
Hell yeah, love it.
Yeah, it was teasing, but it's okay.
Oh man.
I disparaged Georgia Tech. I just talked about him on the show. That's something else there too. But I don't know, what kind of AD would you be looking for if you're Kentucky? Not to say like a name, but what kind of like
Yeah.
you're placing an icon there in Lexington.
No, 100%. I think you got to go, in my opinion, I would go someone relatively young. I think that's like the first. I wouldn't go with someone who's like well established somewhere else trying to like poach someone. I would take an up and comer because as things change from an institution in Mitch Barnhart, like I feel like someone young is going to be given a little more grace than someone who would be perceived as just doing it their way now.
Yeah, I think that's the right call there. My timestamps are also shot, so I hope you got them
Oh, we're
going.
good. We're good, baby. We're good to go.
Yeah, because I had like that segment going for like 30 minutes, and that's not what that's doing. And on that note, it's getting hot in here. It's
Yes,
warming
sir.
up here a little bit in Atlanta. How about over there in Los Alamos?
I think we are on the tail end of fall spring. It's supposed to cool back down this weekend. But it's been in the 60s. It's been nice.
Yeah, the Arizona State podcast is like, should I wear a jacket to work? I'm like, it's 74. But like, when you come pick me up, it's gonna be 62. So like, you're gonna need a jacket.
That's the tie the jacket around the waist or throw it over your shoulder. You don't wear it to work though.
It's beautiful enough to walk to work, and we can't sweat at work.
That's
We,
right, 100%.
we can't do that. So it's getting hot in here. Adam Rittenberg put some coaches in the hot seat tiers. All right. And I just threw this out to you because I was trying to put this show together. We might as well talk about it. At the top of the article there on ESPN from earlier in the week, you got Mike Norvell, Luke Fickell looking really stupid, Dave Miranda looking kind of confused, and then Lincoln Riley just looking like he saw a ghost.
I mean, that's Lincoln Riley's not exactly the most expressive man. Solid Ghost is kind of his look, his blue
Yeah.
steel, if you will.
Yeah, he's seen some stuff. So I'm going to work through these tiers, and then we'll just talk about how we feel about some of these. So the hottest of hot, that's Mike Norvell, that's Luke Fickell, that's Dave Aranda, and that's Mike Loxley.
There we go. I'm glad we got locks included in this. Thank God. Uh,
Didn't make the graphic, made the top of the list.
I think that's the right four, though. I think those are probably the four hottest seats in college football.
I would probably agree because like you've been there a while. You've had success before
Yeah,
with each of them, relatively speaking. And I think because you've had that, with Fickle probably another job, but everybody
yeah.
else like clearly has had success. Rand's had success at Baylor, Norvell at Florida State and Memphis, and then obviously, Loxley's had some success there in Maryland.
Mhm.
People are like, I want more of that. I don't want more of this crap.
No, 100%. And like with Luke Fickell at Cincinnati, like let's not like understate like he took Cincinnati to the college football playoff and like that's something none of these other coaches have done is taken a team to the college football playoff. So like that's the success that we're talking about there with Luke Fickell.
I will give Dave Aranda credit. He prevented Oklahoma State from going to the playoff by stopping them on the goal line. So
Yeah.
that's really cool.
It's a good moment for sure.
So we got those right there. Let's move on to the next tier. We want this to work. Do we? Shane Beamer, Bill O'Brien.
What a tier. What a tier, man. I'm not sure they do want it to work, quite frankly.
No,
Well, let me rephrase that. In South Carolina, I'm not sure if they want it to work. In Boston, I'm not sure they know they have a football team. So like, I don't know if they care enough.
it's at this time of the year. I think about that poor Neville Longbottom looking guy who was excited playing for BC and going out to eat.
Yeah, what's the best time you've ever had? He's not Fernando. When Fernando was asked that at Cal, he was like going 99 yards with the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Just the boys.
The boys.
Oh yeah. I saw something that had like, Max Crosby's like what he looked like coming out of Eastern Michigan, looking very Ed Bloomquist. And then
Oh man.
and then it's like throat tats, and then like for Mendoza, it's like no, it's got throat tats.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
I mean, he looked like Matt Freeman or Lars Friedrichsen or Ranson.
It'd be sick. It'd be sick.
That's a Ruby Soho touchdown there for the Raiders. Oh, that'd be a dope. Between Beamer and O'Brien, who would you move up for into the hottest of hot, and who would you move down? Like if you had to switch sub one and out, what would you probably go?
I would probably put Bill O'Brien in Dave Aranda's place if I had to like swap. If I didn't have to swap, it's Bill O'Brien going in there. I think the biggest reason I say that is there's still a world with the talent that he has on this roster that South Carolina is successful. Maybe the coordinators were the problem. Maybe that truly was just like an untenable situation and we see them bounce back. I don't see a world where Boston College is good or
No,
like passable. And so like I just like to me there's a sense of inevitability with Bill O'Brien right now.
I think that's fair. Just to be different, I'll move Shane Beamer up, and I'll move Luke Fickle down.
Okay. Is that Luke Fickle money related?
You could do Luke Fickle or Mike Novell money related.
Yeah.
I think it's apathy there in Madison.
Mhm.
Again, Chris McIntosh is being empowered to be a buffoon in the rain,
Mhm.
and then Jennifer Duke doesn't care. And then obviously South Carolina, they care a lot.
Mhm.
And Shea Beamer's a very boisterous personality.
Mhm.
You also have Lenora Sellers. You can't waste this career because
Yeah.
this is a guy that we thought could be a first round pick. And maybe he still could be. Because again, why didn't you turn pro Dante Moore? Because you've got guys like Lenora Sellers, Brendan Sorsby, and Gunnar Stockton who all have talent. And
Lenore's.
Trinidad Chambliss.
Oh yeah. Oh God. What? He's like 30, but like still, he's incredibly talented. Like Lenora Sellers, like truly, like the bill on him when he's being talked about as a 2026 draft prospect is this is the most talented kid in the class. Whether or not he's the best quarterback, that's definitely not the case right now. But like in terms of pure talent, talking about arm, talking about athleticism, Lenora Sellers is that guy. He may not be that guy specifically in next year's class, but he still has that type of high end talent that we're talking about.
100%. And I'm getting drinks after this. This is
Hell
great.
yeah, brother. That's a good text to get.
Yeah, closer to Niner than a Sevener, but that's okay. Niner, I don't even know her. That's I do, but that's like whatever. Anyway, it's gonna cost us. That's Lincoln Riley. And then progress needed is Jeff Lebby.
Progress needed, I think, is very fair for Jeff Lebby. I I don't care for this tier for Lincoln Riley. I don't think that money, like I understand the buyout's enormous, but like I don't think money is stopping anything at USC.
I think he built up enough built up enough equity last year that wherever it happens this year, it doesn't matter. Like 27 is kind of more the make or break here for him, though, I think.
Yeah, like I think like if I was putting this in a tier, I would put something like don't take a step back because then your seat's going to be like flaming hot in 2027. But like and like if you build off of last year, Lincoln Riley's not even in the conversation for being in the hot seat.
No, and I don't know if it's going to be a conversation for these next three guys, but that's retirement watch. That's Bill Belichick, Kirk Ferentz, and Deion Sanders. Which of them steps aside? Which one of them? I don't know. I don't think Kirk Ferentz is going to step aside. I think there's a chance that Belichick may walk away. I think probably more likely it's Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I think I'll get to my second point. I do think you're correct. The Deion Sanders is the most likely to retire after this. Like I just look at this and I'm like, it feels like like it feels like the excitement's gone, and not just like from like any fault of his own. Like I think he's just dealing with a lot, whether that's health problems, whether that's his son being in Cleveland. Like I think he's just going through a lot, quite frankly, and like I think he might just walk away from coaching. Like I think that's where we're at with Deion Sanders.
Yeah, he's dealt with like health issues, his son turning pro. I think he's developed with a divorce.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Yeah,
Isn't Rick George like on the way out there at Boulder? I think
I
that was
believe
his
so.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot switching conferences again, that's a lot. So yeah, that's tough.
Um, I'm gonna pick a bone with Adam here. Bill Belichick is more likely to get fired than retire.
Yeah.
I don't like I think this is service to Bill Belichick with him being placed in this category. I don't agree at all because North Carolina built in a buyout that is relatively affordable because they knew that this could go south. I don't think Bill Belichick's going to like I think he is too smart of a person to look at this and be like, "Oh, it's going south. I could retire and save face." I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's too hard and stubborn of a football guy to try and do that. And so like I think you're gonna have to remove him.
I would probably venture to guess with that, just the stubborn where I want Iowa to play North Carolina in a bowl game.
I want just Bill Belichick and Kirk Ferentz to play like Oklahoma drills.
They play like real life Battleship.
Yeah, that'd be great.
They go to like Navy Stadium. They play Battleship.
That's the new Armed Forces Bowl.
People are just gonna get welted with like I don't even know what they're gonna play. It's gonna be great.
Oh my God.
And then we got three guys in the group of six. One I totally think needs to go. One I think is gonna get a bad rap. The other one I think is just an impossible spot. Derek Mays needs to go.
Yeah.
Chris Creighton, that's not fair. And then Del McGee was just DOA.
Yeah, I mean, you took the Georgia State job. You knew what you were kind of getting into there, man.
You took it in the spring.
Yeah. Not only did you take the Georgia State job, but you took it in like April.
Was it Sean Elliott was like, nah, I'd rather just nah.
You know what? I'm so good on Panthers football. I'll tell you right now.
I would rather be in Columbia, South Carolina.
You know it's bad when that's like that's what we're saying.
You're living in Atlanta, dude. It's like Atlanta's a great place. Nope, I don't want to be here.
Take me to the worst place on earth.
Take me to hell, man. And on that note, when you're going to hell, always be prudent.
That's right.
Cooper Witten, linebacker, chose to play at Oklahoma close to his dad instead of to his father's alma mater of Tennessee. I know other places like Georgia and Oregon were looking at him pretty closely. Of course, he's going to go to Oklahoma, man.
Yeah, like I don't know why anyone's surprised when like nepotism wins and not like following your dad's footsteps. No, I'd rather just go play for my dad.
Well, I think it's like different position group, but you're on the
Yeah,
staff. It's like Drew Bobo was going to come play at Georgia, man.
yeah, and like also like just from a pure like if Jason Witten's been in talks with the Oklahoma program for some like, getting into this job and stuff like that, do you not think the Sun came up in conversation? Do you not think that Oklahoma might know more about the player than any other program? Like, I don't know, it just seems like a very comfortable fit whenever your dad is on the coaching staff or like I didn't blame Dylan Raiola for going to Nebraska because his uncle was on the coaching staff. Like there's a level of comfort that you want with this type of stuff.
100%. And then, you're dealing with that in Michigan now with Louis Esposito was going to go play for his dad. Now his dad's the O-line coach for the Ravens or something. Like
Yeah.
that's significant. I had a thought here that was good. It was good. It was good. Yeah, Brent Venables' kids played for him at Clemson,
Yeah, like it's not shocking that this is happening.
but he's a blue chipper though. This is
Yeah, he's a good player.
I know you're a Cowboys fan, so you watch all of Jason Witten's career. I think like there's two Georgia guys that are like this. I'm trying to think if there's other people out there. They were just better pros than they were in college.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
Like Jason Witten was fine at Tennessee, but he's a Hall of Famer for the Cowboys. And
Yeah, and I mean like it makes perfect sense why he wasn't necessarily like so much of college football and one of the things I think differs from the NFL is so much of college football I think success is predicated on I'm just better than you.
right,
And that's not necessarily the case in the NFL in terms, and like a lot of times in college, that comes through in like athleticism and like just like I can run faster than you, so we're gonna throw this ball over the top. Or my coach is better than you, so I'm gonna scheme this open or whatever and scheme up something that you can't stop. In Jason Witten's case, he's not an athletic freak. He never was, never will be. And but like he's also a dog and he's also like very crafty and very like nuanced with the way he uses his body to create separation, even if he doesn't have separation, like from his lack of speed. And so, like, that's not going to win at the college level because that's not what like the coaches are looking for the easy route, the easy play. And at that time, Tennessee was running the hell out of the football too. So, on top of that, like, I think that when you get here, like, when you get to Jason Witten, like, he's just a dog. And, like, if I'm Brent Venables, that's the type of guy I want on my coaching staff.
there's a couple of other players like that. There's another Tennessee guy that just came to mind. Arian Foster was that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
didn't get drafted. Was a hell of a player for Houston.
Oh, yeah. Was a
Uh,
one of the best UDFAs of like literally all time.
100%. Georgia's two biggest ones are Terrell Davis and Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, 100%.
But those are different situations. Terrell Davis came over what the Ray Goff era after Long Beach State canceled their football program.
Tough scenes, brother.
Yeah, and then a Stafford, comes in, was backing up Joe Tereshinski the third in 06. 07, you have that magical run, and then 8, you couldn't stop the triple option versus Georgia Tech.
You hate to see it.
He was just messing around at that point. He's like, I'm just going number one. And then Rob Gronkowski at Arizona, again, George Kittle at Iowa. Tight ends is a very common position for this because like there's only so many balls to be had.
Yeah, 100%. And like to my earlier point, like wide receivers are normally where you're going to get the best separation as opposed to a tight
Mhm.
end.
And look, Kyle Pitts and Brock Bowers are just different.
Yeah, Brock Bowers is a different dude. And Kyle Pitts is Kyle Pitts. Like he's a freak. Don't know if he's very good at football, but he's a freak.
He's back on the Falcons, man.
Hell yeah,
Franchise
brother.
tag, baby. That's good. Anybody else you think that's kind of like that with Jason Witten, if you think?
I mean, probably like truly the ultimate example is Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Like Tom Brady was
yeah.
not good in college. Like he's fine.
I mean Joe Montana.
Yeah, like they're going through quarterbacks. There's probably a ton of examples like that. trying to think if there's anyone. I
And
mean,
not as many as you'd think, because like even guys like Cousins and Prescott were still really good.
yeah, no, 100%. You're not wrong. I would say
Uh,
someone who comes to mind that I think was fine in college, but is like truly like a superstar right now. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
yeah, because USC was in a weird spot there
Yeah,
too.
USC was in a weird spot. Again, he's a guy who's not like overly like freakishly athletic. I think he ran in the 4.5s. He's a little undersized, but he'll lose you in a phone booth, and that's all that matters.
But congratulations, Cooper. You don't have to move.
That's right.
You have to go. You have to go to the dorms though, man. You can't like.
Yeah, you're not staying at home. You got to get the college experience.
I'll ask you this before we move on here with the show. When you went to UNC Wilmington, I went to Georgia. Did you go to school with people who were like from Wilmington that like live right down the street?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because I
The,
had a few friends that were from Athens, and it was a different sort of thing. Because for me, well, you're on the other side of the state, so that's several hours away.
yeah, it's like 6 hours away.
I was like two, so I was far
I
enough
got I got
away.
as far away from home as I could while still paying in-state tuition.
I love that. And I just moved as far away from home as I could, where I could still go do laundry at home.
That's right, baby. Yeah. I just didn't do laundry. That's the key.
That's, same. That's how it goes.
Just put on the same pair of swimming trunks, skip class, and go to the beach. It was great.
I am kind of jealous there. Just go downtown.
Yeah, like I think that there were some people who were like from the Wilmington area who were like a little homebody. Like you could tell they went to UNCW because it was close to home. There were also people because it is a like largely a beach town. There are also people who are like, I don't want to not live at the beach, so why would I not go here? And like those were good people. I enjoyed those people.
A lot of the people from Athens, honestly, probably most part of it was like they're part of the counterculture. They're in a very creative part, very creative parents.
Yeah.
Like one guy's like, I'm not doing the meal plan. I'm gonna work at the dining hall so I can eat there. I'm gonna grow my own food in my dorm. I'm like, you can sure do that, man.
Free will's an amazing thing.
I know the guy I played in a band with like lived down the street, so we could go practice at his mom's house.
Hell yeah. Love that.
We did, and his neighbor did not like that.
I'm
Uh,
sure, but that's okay.
that's okay. We're not going to put that dude on our team, bro. We're going to put two more dudes on the team, bro. Let's just bringing
So,
this back. Haven't done this one in a while.
dude, it feels good to be back. When I saw it on the outline, I was like, oh, yeah, that's the stuff.
And he picked two damn good ones. We put two of our favorites. Like usually, what we do is just guys who are going to go in the first round, probably, and we'll
Mhm.
figure it out. Like we're never going to do this with Fernando Mendoza because he's going to the Raiders.
Yeah, it's a pointless exercise.
And this is not pointless. This is going to be a lot of fun. Kick us off. Who's the first guy we're going to do?
Let's start on the defensive side of the ball with I think a guy that is fascinating for the draft, but also just one of our favorites, and that's Akheem Mesidor,
Oh yeah, he is.
Miami. Like just a dog, and like I've said it on this program before, I'll say it anywhere I can. If he wasn't 25 years old, he'd be a top 10 pick.
Absolutely, hella productive. Guess what? There's a lot of 25 pass rushers that are productive in the NFL because it's the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, like he's gonna be a good football player, and like okay, so you don't get 2 years at the end of his career. You know what you do? You do actually get the start of his prime because prime
Absolutely.
starts at 28. So.
So the way that we do this for the starters at home that don't remember this, we each pick three teams and then
Mhm.
we whittle it down. We figure out where they're going to go.
Yes, sir. I'll let you start with the teams today.
All right. So the first team that I think with Mesidor would be fun is I think the Lions at 17 would be great.
I didn't have the Lions down, but that's a really good one.
You're opposite of like I guess they got some Robinson guy, whatever it is. You need some guy opposite in Hutchinson. I think he'd be a guy that like Dan Campbell would be all about, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I think if you're in the same like NFC North with Jordan Love and Caleb Williams, you got to wreak havoc, and he can do that.
No, 100%. They need a pass rush. That's a really good one, especially because like the Lions, in terms of like how they operate and with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, but also in terms of just what they need. They need someone who's going to impact the game now, and I think Akeem Mesidor, with his age, is actually the guy to do that.
Perfect. What's your first team?
First one I have is the Panthers. Uh,
Not, I didn't have him listed, so this is great.
yeah, I just look at the Panther like the Panthers are one of the hardest teams to mock in mock drafts for me, just because I think they could use a lot of help, but like they're
Yeah,
also still like not a bad football team. Like they're not in an awful spot, but there's holes at basically every level of this. And so like whoever you think is the best player available and can help you right now, go get that guy. And I think that they're in the right range for Mesidor, and Mesidor is a player who could affect that.
I didn't think about this. This is actually great. He'll be coming off the board around where they're picking, like at 19. They need help all over the place. This is it's year two or three of like Dan Morgan as the GM,
Hmm.
who's also a Miami legend.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's that's a really good one. My second one is also in that division. I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
My thought is it's starting to spin. It's starting to go downward a little bit. The Saints are improving. I think that the Panthers are on top, and then Atlanta's the most talented team that just can't get its shit together.
Yeah.
Also, check out the Blog and Dirty podcast. We're getting new uniforms, so check that out today.
Hell yeah, we love that.
AJ Terrell's like, about damn time. I'm like, you know what? I hope it's what it is.
I hope it's not just awful. Like that'd be terrible.
I mean, the last ones were awful, and you can only do it every 5 years. Like, what are we doing? Like, we look like kids going to a slumber party. Like, basically, kids who play baseball with like the softball with like the string pants as opposed to a belt. Like, that's what it
That's
looks
right.
like.
100%.
Yeah, and they all have their first name at the back of their jerseys, so everybody at Sears knows who you are.
This is Kyle.
This is Kyle L. Anyway, Buccaneers need to get somebody. Todd Bowles favors his side of the ball.
Mhm.
You're in state. That's an easy crossover fan base. I don't necessarily know if Miami and Bucks fans are the same, but there's probably some overlap. And I think that like you got to make things happen in the division. If you got a pass rusher in a league that's division doesn't have great quarterback play, you could win at. You can be back on top in the NFC South again next year.
No, I like that a lot, and I agree with a lot of your sentiments. I think the biggest thing with the Bucks is like as we've seen like Baker in this offense like ascend a little bit, we've seen like it's kind of masked the fact that this defense has really like regressed over the past couple of years. Um, I don't have them down, and I don't think I considered them because I'm very married to the idea of them drafting C.J. Allen.
Yes,
And like my big thing there is when you think of Todd Bowles' defense, like what has been the consistent thing is with his best defenses, and it's like a true like game changer at middle linebacker. It used to be Levante David in Tampa, and he's obviously not that player anymore. But I think CJ Allen has the potential to be that type of guy. So like I'm just very married to that idea, but I thoroughly like the Mesidor fit.
I mean I didn't think about this. Troy Bowles was briefly teammates with CJ Allen, so yeah.
Yeah, there's also that.
Okay, what's your second team?
I'm going to be selfish and I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys.
I had a feeling you might. I had them on the list too. You go ahead.
um, well, you traded Micah Parsons away, so you might want to get someone who can rush the passer. I really like what Mesidor would bring. Christian Parker, the new Cowboys DC, is switching from a 4-3 base to a 3-4 base. I really like Mesidor as kind of a versatile piece there. You can have him rush as a 3 tech DN because I think he has the size to be able to do that. Has DT background in college, but you can also line him up in an outside linebacker, and I think he has the tools to still be an effective player there. So like pairing him with Donovan Ezaraku for the next few years, like that's a really nice combo, especially with Quinnen Williams in the middle. So like I'm really, really into this, especially for, Dak Prescott's not getting any younger. You haven't locked up George Pickens to a long-term deal. If you want to open a window, why not go get a win now player like Akheem Mesidor?
That's true. Is Pickens been tagged or is
Yeah,
that kind of
he got tagged, but you like until we get a long-term deal, like you might just have that 1 year window with Pickens.
that makes sense? So I've got two more in case we have overlap, but if not, I'll just go with the first team here. I've got the Bears.
The Bears are a good one.
I just kind of feel like you win with defense. They know how to draft defensive players. And look, this is an opportunity for Ryan Poles to put his neck out there. You lose Ian Cunningham to Atlanta. I feel like line play is kind of where you got to go.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the other side. This seems to work.
No, I like the Bears a lot, and it actually like I'll say my last one, and then we can eliminate it because I think the Bears would probably pick Akeem Mesidor right before they picked, which is the Buffalo Bills. I think it'd make a lot of sense for the Bills, just in terms of what they need. Like the pass defense was good last year, but I think it masked like a defense that's just like waiting to fall apart. Mesidor's as good against the run as he is against the pass. Like he's just a complete edge rusher, and I think getting someone who can affect the game in both facets like that is something the Bills need. But in terms of eliminating teams, we can go ahead and cross them off because I don't think he would make it past the Bears.
We could also include the last team I had, which is the Ravens. I think they're drafting too high.
Yeah, probably.
So no Bills and no Ravens. I'm gonna cross off the next team up here. that's strike through. That's a great thing. I'm gonna cross off the Bears here. I think
Okay.
that like
I don't
there
think
are
he
two
makes
that
it there, honestly.
yeah, I think that's really the big key there for me. I think that the other teams who want him are all picking ahead of them, with Lions, Panthers, Buccaneers, and Cowboys.
Yeah, and like I didn't mention them, but like the Eagles would also be in play at 23 too. Like I don't think that's a bad fit either. Um, I'll go ahead and I'll eliminate the Panthers just because I don't think like as much as I like it, I don't think that's necessarily I think that they're more likely to target not an edge rusher.
And I'm gonna cross off the Buccaneers next because like again, they're probably married to CJ Allen. I think that that's they didn't draft Giada Campbell last year. They rolled the dice with Levante David, who's the same age as me,
Hmm.
and I got a pinched nerve right now, so that's how life's going at this point.
Old age is a yeah, it's a
Oh, oh,
mother.
so Lions and Cowboys get the Thanksgiving teams.
That's right.
You gonna put them on your team, bro?
No, I'm actually going to be less selfish now. I think the Lions make so much sense, dude. I think it like in terms of exactly what they need and in terms of a guy who fits the culture of Dan Campbell, I think he's perfect. I like that a lot.
You tell Akheem Mesidor that you can slaughter the animal right in front of you, man, at the steakhouse. Like, hell yeah.
He's
Can I
like,
have
can I have the knife? Like, please.
you can bring a plus one. You can bring your significant others. I'd rather just bring Reuben Bay and Gino, man.
That's right, 100%.
We'll be able to eat more that way. And I don't know if they slaughter the animal right in front of you at the Tyson chicken family place, but Jordan Tyson's the next guy up.
Yeah, Jordan Tyson, another one of our favorites. Medicals aside, I think he would be wide receiver one for both of us.
Yeah.
And like I love the kid. I think he's just a complete wide receiver. He he remind I understand that this is a fifth round pick, but he reminds me a lot of Puka Nakua.
Yeah.
That's kind of my comp that I've been working on. I like it a lot.
Hopefully he's more likable than Puka Nakua. That's okay.
No, like I don't know. Puka's having a bad offseason. He's a loose cannon right now.
Yeah. He's probably got a good nine in the Wonderland. But let's just
You're the first to score a negative on this. That's crazy.
we lost oxygen here, man. Anyway, I did see somewhere out there somebody compared so there's three wide receivers that could go first round. Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, Carnell Tate out of Ohio State, and then Mekhi Lemon out of USC. I saw somebody compared Mekhi Lemon to Ka from the Jungle Book, just because he's just an interesting
The
person.
stare thing. Yeah. Oh God, that's good. That's so good.
uh, he just I hope no team's got a Mowgli on it.
God, I hope not. He's coming. I was listening to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show and they went to the combine and Danny Heifetz was at Mackay Lemon's media and he goes, a lot of the times when you get these combine sound bites and like or quotes or everything, they're taken out of context to get engagement on social media. He goes, let me assure you, that's how he talked for 15 minutes. That was not like taken out. That was just like what it was. That was the entire time he was being interviewed. He was just super intense and like slithering with his head.
Yes. All right, you go first. Who's the first team you put Jordan Tyson on?
I got the Baltimore Ravens down here for
That's
this one.
that was my first team as well. So that looks good for him there. You go ahead with that.
I mean, I understand that the Ravens have used quite a bit of draft capital in like not in like recent history to try and address wide receiver. You still haven't fixed the problem. Rashad Bateman wasn't it. Zay Flowers is good, but he's not a wide receiver one. I think Jordan Tyson is a guy who A fits really well next to Zay Flowers, and B I think is what Lamar Jackson in this offense really need, especially if you're gonna potentially lose a guy like Isaiah Likely in free agency as well.
Seems pretty likely for likely. Anyway,
Yeah,
feels like it's a very damned torpedoes pick that's around where he's going to be coming off the board. This might be the one where he ends up going to, but we'll see what else he's got.
yeah, 100%.
Second team for me, I got the Jetty Jets.
Ooh, I like that. It's 16. I'm assuming
Yeah,
not two.
yeah, we're looking at kind of where the Colts pick.
Yeah, okay.
Look, you could go get Avion Terrell, but you could probably get him later. If Tyson's sitting there, and again, like for as much as these Ohio State wide receivers have been insane at Ohio State, I don't really know if Chris Olave or Gary Wilson are really that good.
Yeah.
Wilson's fine. Olave's just been playing in a terrible spot with the Saints. Jackson Smith and Jigba is that good.
Yeah, he's the Rose Bowl was not a fluke where he like just did everything himself.
So what I'm saying is like Tyson made it happen at Arizona State where nobody does. And I
Mhm.
think if you're going to work at a place like Baltimore or with the Jets, you kind of got to be a self-starter. You kind of got to be that type of guy. And I think a lot of times when the Jets have any player like that on offense, whether that's, Keyshawn Johnson briefly, Wayne
Mhm.
Chrebet for sure, it works out quite well for you.
No, Brandon Marshall for a little bit too was
Yes.
another guy there. No, it makes sense for the Jets. I don't want it for Jordan Tyson because I don't know what the hell they're gonna do at quarterback, and it scares me.
Ty Simpson, come on down. You're going to be like McElroy and Richard Todd.
Oh,
And Joe
brother.
Namath, it works, man.
Yeah, right.
They have a type.
They they do, yes.
They do. All right, what's your second team?
Second team I've got is the Panthers again.
Let's
Um,
go.
Again, if there's a good player that's like roughly in like the top 20 range, I'm gonna think about it for the Panthers. And like pairing Teteroa McMillan with Jordan Tyson, uh, yeah, that sounds real good.
That sounds really enticing. We got to remember he doesn't like being called that. It's
Yeah.
like I hate Johnny, or actually I hate Jonathan because that's not my name.
Yeah, no, we have a buddy here in New Mexico. Shout out my boy JP. He goes by JP because his name is James. And when he first got into the professional world, everyone wanted to call him Jim or Jimmy, and he goes, "That's not my name." And so he was like, "You know what? I'm actually okay with my initials, so I'm just gonna go by JP now."
JP, JB, and this is false start. I love that. All right, next team up does me no pleasure in this. I'm gonna put the Saints on here.
I like that.
I think Tyler Shucks showed enough down the stretch. I think he took really good coaching. And again, like coaches seem to like him.
hmm
You got two guys who know what they're doing, who played the position at a high level, and Kellen Moore and Doug Nussmeier. You got to get him some weapons there because particularly what you lose Shaheed to
hmm
the Seahawks, you got to get some guy out there to make the rest of your division a little more uncomfortable. Maybe that's a little bit high off the board for him, but you can do a lot of things there. But you drafted Kelvin Banks.
Yeah, and I mean, like
He
potentially
was
you could.
fine. He was fine, but
Yeah, yeah,
not.
no. I know that wasn't a Kelvin Banks thing, but like Kelvin Banks don't catch a football. You know
No.
what I mean? And that's kind of the problem that they're having in New Orleans. Like Alvin Kamara might be gone. Like he's a trade or cut candidate this offseason. He's also not as good as he once was. So like that's a problem. Uh,
That's a shame.
Olave's brain is pretty scrambled at this point. So like that's
Yeah.
unfortunate as well. So like yeah, you need to get some talent in here. I don't necessarily care for it at 8, but if they like I also think eight's a spot where you could trade down. Like if a team
Yeah.
wants Jeremiah Love or a pass rusher's falling and you want to jump ahead of the Chiefs, like I think it's a spot where if they really do like Tyson, it's a spot where you could trade down and potentially still get him.
Yeah, I think that's what's hurting them is it's too lofty of a pick there. What's your last one?
My last one is the Steelers. I don't know if he makes it there, but we also have seen the Steelers be aggressive in like trading up to get a player. Like, who doesn't remember them trading up like 18 spots to get Devin Bush, which was a mistake, but they did it. And I think that DK Metcalf is obviously a good player. I think he's overpaid, and I think he is very one-dimensional in what he does. No matter what the Steelers do at quarterback, you got to get more help around him and like beyond DK Metcalf. And I think like Tyson's someone who would make a lot of sense as more of a, get 120 targets type of guy than DK Metcalf.
I had the Steelers listed because Mike McCarthy is going to want to go offense with this pick
hmm
because I think it'd be a wasted pick for them there. I feel bad for him going to that spot.
Yeah.
He'll have like two really good years like Yancey Thigpen and just leave.
Shouts out Yancey Thigpen, man.
That's a name, dude.
That's a former Cowboy.
Hell yeah, he is. The last team I got here is the Browns.
Ooh, I like that.
That's with the second pick. That's with the Jaguars pick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think you want to give Shador as much help as you possibly can here.
Or Carson
Um,
Beck.
or Carson Beck. Monken knows offense.
Mhm.
You probably it's probably serves to go heavy offensive line here. But if he's still around there, like honestly, if any of these three wide receivers are still there at 24, you'd be hard pressed to not take one of them, particularly if you take like a Spencer Fana, if you take Francis Mauigoa, Monroe Freeling,
Yeah.
whoever you have beforehand, like that makes sense.
No, 100%. I actually had them taking Denzel Boston. Like I think wide receiver needs to be a real focus for them in my post combine mock draft, but like yeah, if Jordan Tyson's there or he's like honestly, if you're sitting there at 24, you get to pick 20 and Jordan Tyson's still on the board, talk to the Cowboys and see if you can't trade him a third round pick to move up 4 spots because the Cowboys don't have a second or third round pick. You can jump ahead of the Steelers, who, like you said, are in line to make this pick, and you keep them out of the division, get them on your team.
I forgot about Denzel Boston. He may go in the first round too, so sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, he's actually, from the conversations I read, he's a divisive guy. I like him. I think he's a damn good football player, but
Yes, you play with your cousin, that's why.
that's right. Yeah, it's familial ties.
All right, we got to cross the team off here. Is it my turn to cross one off first or you?
You cross one off first this time, I believe.
I'm gonna cross the Saints off. I think they're picking too high.
Yeah, I
I know
think
that was
that's.
one that was one I put down, but like that's too high in retrospect.
But I do like the fit though. Like I do like I think logically it makes sense for the team. Um, I'm gonna not to be mean. I'm gonna cross off the Jets, and I'm doing that for our sake, so we don't have to watch Jordan Tyson go waste away on the Jets.
You know what? I think that's fair too, because even though they could pick them, they could do a lot of other things. I think that's kind of a waste. It's the same thing with Garrett Wilson. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, like you don't know who's throwing them the ball. Why are you drafting a wide receiver?
I'm going to cross the Panthers off
Yeah,
next. I think that's the double down there, particularly with the defensive minded general manager.
yeah.
I don't see it.
No, I think that's definitely fair. I'll cross off. I'll cross off the Steelers. I think that I would say that right now the Steelers are more likely to draft Ty Simpson than they are a wide receiver.
I would tend to agree there, and they probably should do that.
Yeah, I think it's a better move for sure.
So the last three teams were all AFC North, and it's the Browns and the Ravens, and it's the Ravens, dude.
Yeah. Like I really like the Browns fit, but I don't think he make like that's a lot of waters you got to make it through to get there.
Yeah, a lot of waters to make it through there. So congratulations to Akheem Mesidor. You are a Detroit Lion, and congratulations to Jordan Tyson. You are a Baltimore Raven.
Love that. Going to two solid organizations. We kept them in good hands.
You kept them in good hands here. Uh, and unfortunately, on a sad note, we got to remember a legend.
100%, man.
Right before we came on to record, right about the 5 o'clock Eastern hour today, the late great Lou Holtz passed away.
Yeah.
I think at 89 years old. He had been in hospice care for like the last month or so, and his family shared out there. Skip Holtz, his son, said, "Yeah, Lou's no longer with us." Truly, again, like a one of one
Yes.
personality within the sport. He'll probably get inducted into the Hall of Fame here for the starters. We talk about him a lot. Maybe not
Yeah.
always in the best of light, but just he was a very colorful person, and that's what the sport's all about.
No, 100%. Like Lou Holtz, obviously a very accomplished head coach, like a national champion in 1988 at Notre Dame, which Notre Dame fans are still living off of.
Yes, they are.
And but like he was an accomplished coach. I believe like almost one if he didn't get to 250, he almost got to 250 wins in his college career. Like phenomenal coach. But I think like for us specifically, and when we grew up, like we know him more as like a TV personality than we do
Yeah.
as a football coach. And whether or not you loved or hated Lou Holtz, like I know this is like a cliched phrase, but like we watched Lou Holtz, and like you were whether you were yelling at your TV or nodding your head at your TV, like you were watching because like he was a one-on-one personality. He was someone that had a gravitational pull as a personality.
Yeah, we weren't around when he was playing. He was coaching at Arkansas and Notre Dame.
Yeah,
We do remember him being the head coach at South Carolina.
yeah,
Wasn't very good. And then Steve Spurrier came. We remember that.
yeah, 100%. Yes, I
Um,
do recall that part.
I do distinctly remember like watching a Lou Holtz clip. It was the David Pollock's greatest play at Georgia, where he
Mhm.
did like the strip sack touchdown,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Williams Bryce Lou Holtz just stayed there absolutely baffled. And that's kind of what it was like, when he was like debating stuff with Mark May.
yeah.
Like it was kind of like the part in the eruption of college football with Tony Cornarzo and Mike Wilbon.
100%. It was like the predecessor to like what sports TV is now, but like with authenticity behind it.
Oh yeah, like legendary coach, legendary player. Like yeah,
Yeah, well, and also like what they were saying, like I felt like they actually believed they weren't just saying it.
Yeah, they were, but it was just happening like late at night too, like late in the day. Just
Mhm.
it'd be like if college football Saturday winding down, and they're just debating, just yelling at each other.
Yeah, you were either watching Hawaii or you were watching Lou Holtz. Those were the two options.
Was Lou Holtz watching Hawaii at the same time? I certainly hope so.
He 100% was.
That would he would see Timmy Chang pick, and he would use that as fuel to his fire to try to out debate Mark May.
100%, man. Like dude was like, do you know what kind of college football nut you have? And like I say that in the most positive way possible because we're two college football nuts. But like, do you know what a college football nut you have to be like in your late 80s and getting in a feud with a standing head coach? Like
Yes,
you got to be like just so dialed in on this sport.
I think the other part of it too is like Notre Dame's really good now,
Hmm.
but like what he was there in the 80s, with Tim Brown and Rocket Ishmael and maybe Jerome Bettis, Aaron Taylor, those guys are playing for him and stuff like that.
100%.
Like Rick Meyer, like
Just real men.
just real men in Indiana. It's it touches something like Barry Switzer had this in Oklahoma where it was
Mhm.
like you've had success later, but like you're still no matter what you do at those two schools, you're measured up to that.
Yeah. And like it is that's a really good way to put it. Like it's honestly it's what Kalen DeBoer is starting to battle in Alabama right now. Like
Yeah.
there was always going to be a Lou Holt there's still a Lou Holt shadow over Notre Dame and there's like always going to like there's some universities and programs that have like a shadow. I would say like Joey McGuire might be the first coach to like kick the Mike Leach shadow.
Yeah.
Truly. Like starting to like get into the sunlight again.
And what's crazy about Lou Holtz and Barry Switzer in this is they had a huge guy before that, like Bud Wilkinson
Yeah.
and Norman and R. Parsegian, like not that long before in South Bend. But like to have that era be so definitive to your program where you're still talking about it glowingly, not even just like the glory years, but like that's the standard some 45 years later is insane.
No, 100%. Like it's you set a standard. Like we've seen programs avoid this to be clear. Like Ohio State could have been in this with Woody Hayes, but like they're not because
Yeah.
A, Woody Hayes was Woody Hayes, and then B, they've also had Urban Meyer come through since then and Jim
Urban Meyer,
Tressel.
Jim Tressel, and Ryan Day, like they've
Yeah,
done this.
they're all right. They're doing okay.
Florida could have done this with Spurrier, but Urban Meyer was really good, and they're chasing Urban Meyer now. Like
Yeah, Kirby lapped everyone at Georgia.
we don't talk about Willie Butts or Vince Dooley very much anymore.
No, sir, we do not.
But I guess like maybe like give your kind of your last thoughts about Lou Holtz, and I'll do that when we get out of here.
No, 100%. Like I keep thinking about Lou Holtz in the same terms of like someone like Lee Corso. And like very different personalities, I feel very differently about the two people. At the same time, when I think about like my development as a college football fan, when I think about my enjoyment of college football, both are inextricable from my college football experience. And like obviously, early 2000s with Lou Holtz coaching, but like when I was getting into high school and really starting to like get a hunger for more about the game other than just watching football. And like the more like I think both of them are inextricable and like from my college football experience and my college football development as a fan.
So I've got like I'll say that's a great way. I'll finish up with this. I've got four coaches that are very very important to me with this. So like, and they all do different things. Lee Corso made college football fun.
Yes.
Mike Leach made college football weird.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart made college football really cool for me,
Hmm.
and Lou Holtz made me smarter by learning about college football
Yeah, most definitely.
because we weren't around for Beano Cook. Like, there's
We were not.
Lou Holtz would always like he just go after it. You couldn't understand what he was saying any of the time, but he was speaking gospel, dude. I love it.
I mean, I watch closed captioning on everything now, and who's to say Lou Holtz isn't to blame for that as well?
I don't know, man. And who's to say this is episode 256 of False Start? You can follow me, John Buhler, on Twitter at the X at Buhler118. You can follow Cody Williams at the Sizzle20. You can follow the show at CFB False Start. Like, rate, listen, subscribe, review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere there's podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. That's about how many decades it's been since Notre Dame won a national title.
Roughly.
Can't really count, man. There's 5 seasons of Fargo. Watch that stuff. It's
Yes, sir.
I wonder if Lou Holtz what he would have done in Fargo if he was like in the series, like what kind of person he would be.
I think I he, I can't say too
He's
much here.
he's him. He's him.
He's a guy.
He's the
He's a guy
guy.
in the show.
He's the guy. He's a legend. Let's get out of here on something good. Once again, thanks for listening, and this is False Start.